Harsh, we have a question for you before we move into the reading. If Amrita, you had to cast her between the two girls, which one would you pick?
You want to start a fight between us or what? No, because I think we have had this discussion, me and Amrita, before. And after she read the book, I think you identify with both characters, right? One of them is very ambitious, very aggressive, very assertive, and she's the one who chases the missing romance in her life. While the other one comes from a small town and is much more grounded and realistic. So she can identify, although if I was given a free hand, I would choose her to play Simi. But she's going to hate the stereotype.
No, yeah, I mean, I think there is a little bit of both these girls in me, and I'm sure every woman will feel that because today I think a woman rules in the man's world. You know, it's more like that. It's more like there's a man behind every successful woman because she's more aggressive, she's more ambition oriented, she has the dreams, she wants to buy the house. So we all are like that today, you know. We tend to push the men in our lives to achieve our dreams and to get higher in life. So I completely and I think given in Tia's situation, I would behave exactly like Tia. So there is a Tia in me and there is a Simi in me also. So I think that's the good part. This trio romance which gets into a thriller, both the genres which you have so beautifully amalgamated, rom-com and thriller, and both are my favorite genres. So yeah, that's why Hari Met His Saali should be made into a movie.
All right, let's move on to the book reading now. If you'd like to tell us a little bit about the passage that you're reading before you start.
All right, so we're going to read a little passage and let me set it up for you. This is a scene which happens when. So there are two sisters. The elder sister's name is Tia. The younger one is Simi. The elder one is in love with Hari. She is married to him, but secretly, and they haven't shared that knowledge with their family yet. And they both Hari and Tia live in Los Angeles, and Simi, the younger sister, has gone to Los Angeles from Nagpur for a function. Now just before this scene, what happens is there is a big fight between Hari and Tia in front of their family, where Hari says that I am in love with Simi, and this is the first time he publicly announces this. So there is a major Indian TV show, kind of a showdown between the mother and father and grandmother and the two sisters and Hari, of course. So angrily Hari walks off and goes upstairs, and everyone is afraid to approach him. So Simi says to Hari's mother, let me go and have a talk with him. Now before this, Hari has totally borderline stalked Simi, trying to woo her. But he being married to Tia, Simi can't really get into relationship with him, although she has already started melting because he's been wooing her so much. So this is what happens when Simi goes upstairs to Hari to have a chat with him. Okay? So Simi knocked on Hari's door. When he opened it, he was so happy to see her. Like an adolescent boy, he asked her in and quickly straightened his room. He offered her his desk chair and stood next to her. Ah, will you have something? Anything cold? Coffee? He asked as if she was visiting his own place. It was true in one way. Hari and Simi were meeting alone for the first time since all the cards had been laid down. A heart-to-heart was overdue.
Hari, I've just come from downstairs, Simi said, smiling. Sit now. I want to talk to you.
Hari sat on the edge of his bed, his legs crossed.
Hari, in all seriousness, you have to admit that nothing is going to happen between you and me. Simi opened with the most obvious comment.
Hari interrupted her and said, I don't agree.
Let me finish. Hari, how can you just fall in love with me? You don't even know me completely, Simi said.
Hari said, but that is why it's called falling in love, Simi. One just falls into it. Plus, look at it this way. If I can fall in love with you only knowing you partially, imagine what I will do for you if I get to know you completely. He smiled at that.
She couldn't help but think that the guy had charm. But back to the topic at hand. I don't believe it, she continued. Plus, you're in love with my sister, Tia.
Hari nodded and immediately said, I was, but I'm not in love with her anymore. Was is the operative word here, Simi.
You are just under that magician spell. The day that spell is broken, you'll be back to loving Tia.
And what if I'm not?
How can you not?
Because I have never felt about Tia what I feel about you. Is that too difficult to accept, Simi?
Yes, it is.